Former President Donald Trump has taken the stand in the $250 million civil trial that threatens his sprawling business empire. The case centered around accusations that Trump, along with his two adult sons, inflated various Trump assets to get more favorable rates from banks and insurers. Trump and his children have denied any wrongdoing. And while Trump just took the stand about an hour ago, the judge has already accused the former president of treating this appearance like a political rally. The judge has urged Trump's lawyers a number of times to control their client. Let's go right to NBC's Vaughn Hilliard outside the courthouse. Vaughn.
Hey, good morning, Jose. Donald Trump just leaving here the courtroom for a morning break after a contentious first 90 minutes of Donald Trump on the stand and under oath, facing questions from the New York Attorney General's prosecution. But for Donald Trump, much of this was included interjections from the judge, Judge Engoron, who already has fined him twice for violating a gag order for attacking a member of his staff. But for this instance of Donald Trump on the stand, it was condemnation for the judge for giving, in his words, a political rally and speeches and not answering the actual questions from the New York Attorney General's prosecutor. At one point, the judge ordered Donald Trump's own attorney, Chris Kise, and Alina Habba to sit down after both were making the case that Donald Trump is free to answer the questions as he sees fit, that this is, in their words, an unusual circumstance to have the former president of the United States and, in the words of Chris Kise, the future president of the United States on the stand answering questions under oath, and that he should be able to build the narrative that he sees fit. Donald Trump on the stand called this an unfair trial and suggested that he was being politically targeted, which again was met with condemnation by the judge, who at multiple times had suggested that Chris Kise, his attorney, should pull his client aside and talk with him because he needed to answer the questions put forward by the New York Attorney General's office. This is important because in this civil lawsuit, ultimately it is going to be a judge, not a jury, that finds the extent to which Donald Trump and the other defendants the damages that they face here. And the judge directly suggested inside of this courtroom just moments ago that he would have no choice but to take the negative inferences from Donald Trump's refusal to directly answer the questions from the New York Attorney General's office here. This is notable coming out of this break here. We expect this break to last about 10 minutes here to see the extent to which Donald Trump and his lawyers continue to go about answering questions very much in the same way. Donald Trump will only be taking the stand today, Jose. There is no day two. So the Attorney General's office only has hours to play with in their efforts to get substantive answers to their questions from the former president of the United States.
One day that absolutely guarantees that it's going to be something we haven't seen before. I want to also